Hello everyone, and welcome to my Wrath of the Lich King Season 6 guide for gearing a PvP mage. I have everything timestamped below, bunch of different sets for you guys to look at, and in the description there's lots of additional information, alternative sets for ally and fire, and a link to the mage Discord, which you definitely want to check out. So sit back, strap in, take a ride with me to look at all the new gear that's coming out with Ulduar. Alright, let's kick things off with the fresh, just leveled up Season 6 mage. This is a mage who can only farm honor. Maybe it's an alt of yours, maybe you just got 80 today or something like that and the season just started. It's made out of deadly off pieces and hateful main pieces, and some of the gear comes from heroic plus, like this Great Staff of the Nexus, and some of the gear comes from Wintergrasp Marks of Honor, like this haste belt, which is really good, these haste boots, and you'll also notice that there's some new trinkets this time if you played last season. These platinum discs are awesome. An on-use haste trinket, basically for free for all PvPers, is really good. And this set will take you pretty far if you're like just starting. Okay, I want to give you my take on a budget build for mages this season. This set assumes that you can only really do the normal modes of 25 man and 10 man Ulduar. It doesn't have any of the crazy big ticket items, but it still assumes that you're going to grind out, 2000 MMR, and it's just supposed to be a really solid overall set with good stats that you can achieve by roughly approximately mid-season or maybe the end of season if you didn't have too much money to spend. It's basically like my budget value mage set. This is pretty much the best loadout you could possibly achieve this season as a Frost Mage. And quick shout out to Finx on the Mage Discord. This is pretty much his list. There wasn't too much to improve on here, but just to go over some of these pieces, it assumes you can do 25 and 10 man heroic. It has almost every single off piece, 252 item level if possible. It has the Gladiator's Combat Staff, which is really good this season. It has the Scale of Fates, which is the premium Frost Trinket, spell power on haste use, super good. Mimiron Hard Mode Ring, Agalon Quest Turn-In, Flame Leviathan Hard Mode, and this is probably the cheapest thing in here, aside from the pieces you could just buy with Honor or Arena points. It's the Sash of Ancient Power. This is a BoE item. And man, let me tell you, this set is going to cost a lot of money, or a lot of time, or a lot of resources, or a lot of favors in your guild. And there aren't too many pieces in here that stack with your PvE set. Like when you're going in there as Arcane or Fire, you're going to want to prioritize Scale of Fates if you can, because it works for both PvP and PvE. You can probably pick up one of these belts fairly quickly, but everything else, like this necklace, these bracers, the time you're going to have to invest to get this weapon, it's a doozy, but if you can achieve this, you're going to be balling out of control. Okay, now we're moving on to the fire side of things. This is my budget fire mage. Same kind of thing as the Frost set. It assumes that all you can really do is like normal modes, and you can grind up all your honor. And this might be what your set looks like if you're starting out as Frost this season and you slowly start building up a couple pieces here and there. But for the most part, it's the dominance crit gear and a couple pieces from raiding, like the Frozen Loop. I actually really like this trinket as a budget fire mage trinket. I think it'll be pretty solid. I think you're going to be able to achieve some pretty solid results regardless of what you play. You could do some EMP, some Volcano Cleave, you could do some 5s with this set, and I think you're just going to absolutely crush all the way to 2000 pretty dang easily. Here it is, the absolute BiS for fire PvP, in my opinion. So a couple of really important things about this set. This trinket choice, I think this is the choice, truly speaking, but also, honestly speaking, there's no way you're getting this thing for any reasonable amount of money, and you probably won't get it until the end of the season. But, a good alternative is also, there's a 10-man version that has the same thing where it gives you spell power, and it gives you mana back. And I think this is pretty much going to be best for Fire, because Fire has a lot of mana issues, and you can try and make up for it by putting on more Spirit gear. You can try and make up for it by having a lot of crit, but honestly, I ran mana regen last season. I also had a mana regen meta gem, but I think with this trinket, you can get away with running the crit damage meta gem. So that's my little spiel about this trinket. I think this is pretty much the sleeper BiS. You're going to wear this, maybe perhaps even in 5s, because mana is a big deal for Fire Mage. And we also have a bunch of big ticket items out here, like this is 10-man Algalon, the Nebula Band. These pants, I mentioned them earlier in the video, very high value. You're going to wear it both in PvE, and if you're looking to play Fire, it's also really good for Fire. And my last little point about Fire is that you're going to be using the Gladiator's Mage Blade, the 252 Mage Blade, plus the Critical Strike offhand. I think if you do all the statting you can, all the different gemming you can, this ends up being the most powerful setup for you, and just gemming appropriately. You can also gem for less spell penetration and have the spell penetration offhand as a swap whenever you come up against comp with a lot of resistance. So you might be able to use this thing in PvE, and I know some mages are planning on doing that, and if you end up getting the dagger instead of the staff, you're going to be really set for Fire. That's the end of the video. Thanks for watching until the end, and if you found this video insightful, if it helped you in any way, maybe consider giving it a like and giving the channel a subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000, everyone. Don't forget to check out the Mage Discord. In the description below, I have a ton of alternative sets, extra information that will help you out, and good luck out there in Season 6.